Hey, I just wanted to show you my Yamaha Chappy that I built earlier this year, and I converted it from gas. They had the 2-cycle 49cc motor, which was pretty weak. It only went 20, so that's why I converted it to this electric. This Chappy was in pretty rough shape before, so it wasn't a great specimen. So I'll go through it with you and show you some of the things that are cool about it and a couple things that aren't. So yeah, I'll start off. I left the original center stand there, but I also added it's just a regular bike kickstand, and it works great. Because I remember as a kid, it was always hard to get that up on the center stand, but now I bolted, and I think I welded. It started after I bolted this in. It started turning, so I tack welded it too, just with one little tack weld. But anyways, I'll get on with the guts of this. So we got a 3,000 watt motor, and it came in a kit on AliExpress, one of those Chinese Amazons, I guess. But it came with a lot of the stuff that you need to do this. It came with the motor, the sprockets, although the sprocket took some customizing there. It came with the chain, but I did have to buy a little bit longer chain. I think I have an extra foot or so of chain I needed to buy, because this is probably more set up for like go-kart stuff. But anyways, so it came with an ignition switch, and it came with the throttle grip, which is electronic. Then also came with a second handle over here. So it came in Chinese. These buttons were written in Chinese. So it does have reverse now, which is kind of funny, but it's got high, low, and medium, and I usually keep it on high, and it's not really that fast. I mean, and off the line, it's really slow, but it's got a good acceleration between, I'd probably say 15 and 25 is pretty decent. It's nothing crazy by any means. It's really slow off the line, so that's kind of a negative for it. And I'll show you the second negative that I can think of on this is, I don't know if you're smart enough to catch it, you might be able to, but changing where that 49cc motor and transmission were, taking that out and putting a really lightweight, 10-pound motor instead of it, and then I had to put the battery pack back there, so a lot of the weight is now at the back, which I didn't even think of until I got it all done. And it in the front is kind of floaty, I'd say, but I'm gonna play around with it some more. And there's a spacer in the springs and the shocks here, and I'm gonna chop that, and maybe that'll help. I don't know what else to do about that, but the original headlight was pretty well crushed, so I got this one Amazon, I don't know, 40-50 bucks or something, I don't remember. But yeah, I put some boots on it. I redid these seals, put some new oil on them. It's kind of weird. There's a spring in one of these, and then there's really nothing else in the other one. It's kind of a bizarre deal. But so what else? I got new tires, and I'll show you the speed controller under here, which ended up working out really nice. I really like the way this turned out. I put a piece of Lexan down here, and that's kind of the mount. And this thing comes all watertight and everything. It's got sealant around there, so it should be watertight, and it's really easy. Like everything just comes and just plugs in. It's got a lot of extra plugs that you don't need, but that's okay. And then one of the weird things is when you wire up the motor, if it goes backwards, you have to figure out the phase. You have to rephase the motor so it will go right, which I ended up doing, and it was kind of hard to figure out how to do that. But if somebody does buy this kit, they can hit me up. I'll try to remember. you put a little fuse box in. This is turn signal relay. This converts the 72 volts to 12 volts for the rest of the lighting and stuff. And let me show you in the back here. And then this was the real expensive part. The battery was, I kind of wanted to get a good battery, so it's, what is it, 40 amp hour battery. So the voltage goes between, what is it, 84 and 60. And this has a built-in BMS, which is the battery management system. Yeah, so this was $950. I ordered it on DHgate. But yeah, and then kind of set a piece of foam in here and bought a couple cheap straps, and it works out pretty good. Let's see what else. Oh, this back thing, this was on Amazon. I bought. I put the Yamaha sticker on there. Obviously, I put the Chappy sticker, and I put this light on here too. It's a secondary turn signal, because if you're looking at the back, and you're behind, you can't really see the turn signal. So that's why I wanted to put this. This is a brake light and turn signal, secondary. But this was a box I bought. It's not the good GV brand, but it's like a $60 box on Amazon. Oh yeah, it came with a really nice cable lock too. I don't know what I did with that, but it's somewhere around here. And if I ever start driving this to work or something, I'm gonna leave that cable in here, and then it's a big old thick lock. It was pretty cool. It's probably like a $30 lock alone, but let's go through. Oh, so the original voltage system on this was a 6-volt system, so everything is 12 volts now, because it feeds off that thing I was showing you. But so I'll just show you kind of some of the lights. Both the mirrors were broken when I got it back. It was at my sister's for the past 12 years, sitting in Pennsylvania. Kind of getting a little rusty from the humidity there, but most of it cleaned up pretty well. It wasn't really rusty. It was sitting in a garage. It's just the humidity kind of takes a toll even on this old stuff. But I'm not going to repaint the frame. I'm just going to leave it. It's not too bad. It's patinaed. But here, I'll show you you got the gauge, and then all the wiring is new. I basically rewired it myself, and it was kind of a headache figuring it all out. But once you start just indulging yourself in it, you can figure it out. High beam works. The oil light doesn't do anything, but it's all right. So one of the little things is that 12 volt now, these are all 12 volt lights, and they were 6 volts, so you get a little bit of bleed through from the running light and the turn signal light. I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, you can see it off for a second, and then you see some bleed through, but no big deal. What else? I don't know. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I tried to condense this, even though it was still 8 minutes, but yeah, I got my real bike there, and my other scooter. But anyways, if you got any questions, you can leave me a comment, or like the video if you thought it was all right.